Evans, and Week 8 in the books. Had a great game in Washington, D.C. as the Philadelphia Eagles beat the Washington Commanders 38-31. Had a great game. It was fun, man. A lot of fun. But, Mike, man, how was your weekend?
Weekend was great. Good football. Yeah, let's start right there. They've played two entertaining games, haven't they, in the last month? Philadelphia and Washington, and Philly winning both of them.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what the better team tends to do, right? They figure out what they have to do at the end of the day to win. I think
ultimately is that secret sauce there that Philly has?
Well, one thing I always say, and I said this in the open about Philadelphia, how do you want us to beat you? You know, do you want us to cram it down your throat in the run game, the power run game? You want us to get the finesse run game going? You want us to throw it underneath to our backs? You want to throw us short? Or you just want to beat you over the top? Which way do you want to beat us? But I think one of the things, and we'll talk deeper in this game as we do the Leftovers podcast later on today as well. And we'll break down. I've got all my boards here from the game. So we'll break down all the things that were talked about in the meetings in that game and you know, really take you inside to Washington, into Philadelphia. But they are a very skilled football team that is really based on, Mike, on just their ability to just dominate both lines of scrimmage. They are built from the inside out. So don't let the skill fool you. They will absolutely eviscerate you, just annihilate you on both lines of scrimmage. And that's ultimately who they are. I will say this, there are certain matchups, and this goes way back, you know, just back to my day and just it's endemic of the league in general. There are those matchups that just for whatever reason, from a confidence standpoint, your scheme matches up well with our scheme. Our players match up well to your players. Whatever it is, where you're always going to get tight, competitive games when two teams line up against each other, even if one is significantly better record-wise than the other one. And that just seems to be what Philadelphia and Washington bring to the table when these two teams play.
A.J. Brown's a man.
Yeah, set a all-time National Football League record, right? 6 games in a row with over 125 receiving yards.
Yeah, we've gone 131, 175, 127, 131, 137, 130, and 5 touchdowns over that span.
Yeah.
Talk about a guy who plays above the X's and O's.
Yes, and the details and just the strong hands, the physical nature with which he plays. He's just a complete football player, you know, and it rubs off on the rest of the team. And, you know, he and Jalen Hurts are best buddies, and they've been for a while. And there's a connection, a natural connection that they have. And obviously it's unbelievable what they've been able to accomplish here down the stretch. And yet, you know, I mean, if you talk to people in Philly, they're still pissed off about the Eagles because they're like 7-1, not good enough. Yeah. Like, we should be better than this, you know, and our coordinators are idiots and this, that, and the other. But I tell you what, that's a damn good football team. And I probably wouldn't hesitate to say that I think the Eagles are the best team in the NFC.
Well, we'll talk about a team that we thought was right there with and why don't we just do that then? Because San Francisco has lost 3 in a row.
Right.
I got to ask the question that everybody is asking around football right now. Has the clock struck midnight for Brock Purdy? Is the Cinderella run over?
I'm gonna and I would tell you, like I would tell you anything. No. I mean, like the way they're built, the way San Francisco is built, it's so funny because we all put it, and I just want to look at something really quick. We all put it on Brock Purdy, right? Because he plays quarterback, and it's a quarterback-driven league, and, you know, it's all about quarterback. And 3 weeks ago, Brock Purdy was, you know, the leading candidate for the NFL MVP and yada, 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 yada. The way this team is built, they're built like the Eagles. They're going to run the ball. They're going to dominate in the run game. They're going to set up their play action. They're going to throw it over the top, you know, and create one-on-one matchups in their play action. And they're going to dominate on defense with a great rotation up front with their front, you know, their front 4. They got 8 guys they rotate and all that kind of stuff. That's how they're built. This was Joe Burrow, 28 of 32, almost completing 90% of his passes, 283 yards, 3 touchdowns. That's Joe Burrow. So we can sit here and say, hey, man, the clock struck midnight on the quarterback, and you're getting exposed, and Brock Purdy. Like, we didn't think necessarily that Brock Purdy was going to sling you on his back and lead you to the promised land. Brock Purdy was operating within the context of that offense, and that offense was about dominating the line of scrimmage, using formations and using motions and using shifts to create opportunities for the defense to play on their heels and to have to communicate and to have to, just from one strength to the next strength to the next strength, and then creating an edge in the running game where you get a backer to shift one way and all of a sudden you create a 6-inch space where now I've got my block and an angle on my block from my guard or from my tight end that's going to create that opportunity to run the ball. And then we're going to do the same kind of stuff, and boop, we're going to beat you with a play action. Like, that was who they were, and playing great defense to create those opportunities. Like, defensively, the last couple of weeks, they haven't played that way. And so until they get that rectified and scored away, because that's how they're built. They're built, to me, like the Eagles are built. They're built to beat you up on lines of scrimmage and to win by orchestrating their offense the way they're structured, or the way they're built to win.
All right, so I'm trying to make it a Brock Purdy issue. You're saying it's a 49er issue. So where should the panic meter be if you're a 49er fan? Because this is a team that 3 weeks ago
was the best team in the NFL.
We're casually talking about as the best team in the NFL. Yeah. The best team in the NFL should not be losing 3 games in a row.
No. And right now you're looking at this team in the 49ers. They went from, 5-0 to 5-3. And Seattle is ahead of them in the division right now at 5-2. And, I knew Seattle would be good, and I knew Seattle would be competitive within that division, but I didn't think they'd usurp, record-wise, I didn't think they usurped San Francisco. And so, there should be a panic. There should be a panic meter. And remember, their defensive coordinator, DeMeco Ryans, got the head coaching job of the Houston Texans, and he's made a difference over there. And I believe Steve Wilkes came in to be that defensive coordinator. And there's always going to be some growing pains. There's always going to be some nuanced changes. There's always going to be some things that you have to work through. And I get that, but you were so good early, and you've really scuffled here of late. And so those are the things that I would look at and say we've got to be way better than we've been in the things that we hang our hat on, right? Our main tenets. This is who we are. The identity of the Niners. The identity is where the core of this team, I think, has been shook a little bit, and that's a problem. Hey, for everybody involved in the Stinking Truth, we thank you so much. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure you don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel for more content just like this. If you want to see more of our videos, you can also be sure to check out our playlist. Let us know exactly what you think in the comments below. We appreciate you guys so much for being a part of that.
Don't forget to follow us on social media to stay up to date on our latest updates. Links are in the description. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.